Hello, my name is Fernando. Today I'll be teaching you the functions of the brain and where it is located. First, we'll begin in the temporal. The temporal has the amygdala. The amygdala is inside and it is what controls the fear and aggression. Under it, it's a hippocampus, which is it learns and stores memory. On top of it is the thalamus. The thalamus sends signals to motor cortex and controls thoughts. The corpus callosum is found around this area, and that allows for communication between two hemispheres. The auditory cortex is where the ear is. Well, all of this is behind the ear, but the auditory cortex is where we hear and it interprets words. The Wernicke's area is around this area right here, and it contains neurons for comprehension and understand speech. The hypothalamus is found above it, and that is it maintains homeostasis, which keeps the body temperature. Now we're going to talk about the occipital lobe. Under it is the cerebellum, which is in between these parts. That receives information from the sensory system, it leads to the spinal cord. The next is the midbrain. The midbrain is the eye movement, auditory, and visual process, which is found in this area underneath the cerebellum. Then we move over to the hindbrain, which is an area where all this is located, which would be the pons and the medulla. The pons is right here. The pons regulate sleep and arousal, and the medulla automatic functions, which is breathe, pressure, and digestive. Now we're going to talk about the parietal lobe. In the parietal lobe, we see there's a gyrus, and the gyrus is the ridges and folds in the brain. There's really not much more in the parietal lobe. There's important stuff, but to split up the whole thing in the middle, the left and the right side of the brain, it's called the longitudinal fissure. There's two separate sides of the brain, which is two hemispheres, the left and the right. In the left, it's the language and logic, and in the right, it is focused more on math and advanced stuff. Now is the somasensory cortex. This only contains the sulcus, which is indentures or grooves in the brain. The sociomotor cortex is another way we can process painful stimuli, empathy, and emotion. Now we have the motor cortex and the frontal cortex. These both are voluntary movement, and in these we have the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is a thin layer to protect the whole brain, just the whole brain. Then we have the prefrontal cortex, which is down here. Communication and guiding is what it's known for. Then we have the Broca's area. The Broca's area is just speech. It's on the side. It's just speech. It just helps us with the speech. And then the whole front part is called the forebrain, which is just everything just in the front.